If there's one thing more than I enjoy than watching tanks fight in Roblox is IGN reviews. So recently, there has been a new movie or game, I should say, called Mouse PI for Hire, and they made a review on it. Oh my god, they post like every single hour. Holy shit! I'm gonna have to scroll down for this one. It was so far down that I gave up because I'm too lazy to find it because of how much IGN posts on shitty games, and not shitty games, but dunks on games that most of the time are actually really good, that I legitimately had to search it, and I've had to go through 30 videos before I actually found the actual IGN video for Mouse PI for Hire because of how many people that are just shitting on IGN. So if you don't know IGN, which how could you not, they're basically a review kind of channel. So you go onto their page and then you see just thousands, like literally thousands, 179,000 videos talking about games, movies, shows, etc., all trying to diss on Mouse PI, or not Mouse PI, sorry, all dissing on different games and stuff. And if you've ever seen these videos, they always give games the most, or games, like just in general, anything, the most horrible reviews. Like they just, I don't know, they just can't enjoy anything in life. Now, if you don't know what Mouse PI for Hire, which how could you not, it's like one of the most popular games as of now.
What's that?
PI is basically a detective kind of game. You're playing as a detective, and you got to figure out who killed the missing person of a mouse. I can't remember the name. And while you're doing so, you uncover this entire secret organization. This isn't like this isn't what like a normal investigation kind of game is. You don't do anything investigative wise. It's literally just Doom, except it takes place in a cartoon universe where everybody is mice. Basically, it's a boomer shooter. If you don't, yeah, like I said, if you don't know what those are, it's basically just Doom. Doom is the most popular example of a boomer shooter.
I love Noir.
And today we're going to be seeing this guy's horrible review on a Mouse PI for Hire, even though the thing is, it's not really a noir kind of game. It doesn't have anything remotely to do with investigation other than the fact that you're an investigator. But overall, it's just a shooter game.
I'll take all kinds. The hard-boiled detective, the seedy crime story, neo-noir, classic pulp, you name it, I'm buying.
Okay.
So when Mouse PI for Hire sauntered onto my screen the way Ilsa walks into Rick's in Casablanca, I was pretty excited about it. But noir isn't just an aesthetic to be thrown on like an old coat as you're leaving your office at the behest of a leggy blonde. While Mouse PI for Hire clearly understands the style and tropes of classic noir films and novels as well as 1930s cartoons more broadly, it doesn't seem to get why those things are there or how they're used to tell compelling stories.
False, because if you actually took the time to play the gosh darn game, you would actually see that it's not really meant to be an investigative thing. It's basically just a shooter that you're playing as an investigator. You're not, like, it's a cartoon style. You'll see what I mean further into the video. Yes, I did watch it, but I'm not going to spoil anything about the video.
By fusing a hard-boiled detective mystery with a fast, retro-styled FPS, developer Fumi Games has made a shooter that is thematically incoherent, with the apparent aspirations of its story contradicted at every point by the actual action. Of all the Steam libraries and all the PCs in all the world, Mouse PI for Hire walked into mine, and I wish I liked it more than I do.
It's over. You got nowhere left to run. I run toward the dream! A bright future ruled by big mice!
Mouse follows Jack Pepper, a private eye in a world where everyone is a mouse, after Wanda Fuller from the Mouseburg Herald sets him on the case of a missing magician.
I can give you more than a crumb, Jack. I can give you a magician.
As you'd expect, that spirals into a much bigger conspiracy that includes an attempt on a mayoral candidate's life and racially motivated mouse-on-mouse violence as bigger mice oppress the smaller shrews.
My buddy got nabbed for just being a shrew!
Same as it ever was, even in Mouseburg, and the requisite twists and turns you'd expect from any good detective story make this
Another thing about Mice PI is he kind of explained it, but basically, you know how there's different species of mice or the same animal but different breed or different look to them while still having the same like the same similarities. So basically, the current government is extremely corrupt in their state, and they're trying to like make it so there's only mice only. There's no shrews or any other species or any other breed or kinds of mice. So just like I said, they're targeting shrews, and this also kind of, you can tell because this kind of takes place in the 20s and 30s. You can get some resemblance to World War II. Anyways, so yeah, basically you're just, they're taking place in the 20s and 30s, the Roaring 20s and stuff like that.
Solid enough.
I was in too deep. Way deeper than I signed up for.
What bothers me, however, is how overly referential so much of it is. The world is full of mice, so everything is about cheese. Everything. A bad guy? He's a cheese-legger.
Yeah, what do you expect, IGN? It's like you literally just acquainted yourself. It's literally about mice. Like, what do you expect? Did I say acquainted? I didn't mean acquainted. I meant to say, you literally like proved it yourself that it's a world with mice, is what I was trying to say. There was a word to sum up what I just said, but I, for some reason, said acquainted, and I can't think of the word anymore. Anyways, but yeah, if you can't tell, this is kind of like a new style of videos. Anyways, though, but yeah, like I'm saying, like this game is not meant to be just a world full of anthros or something like that, or some sort of like thing where animals live in peace. It's just mice. It's literally just mice. So obviously there's gonna be cheese references, and if you can't handle that, then I don't think you should be playing any game with a strict, like, Mouse PI does a great job at having its style, like, the cartoon style. Everything about it is extremely cartoony. The way you shoot the gun, it kind of has like a jiggle effect. The sound effects have a jiggle effect or really cartoony sounding. The faces of people are really cartoony. Literally everything about it is cartoony, and you know why? Because it takes place as a old cartoon. So basically you're just playing a character, or no, basically you're just watching a show, but the difference is you're actually playing the character. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of references to him, particularly going after things about, just really simple things. But like I said, cheese is gonna be the reference that they're gonna say a lot, because guess what? They're mice. They're literal mice. That's a cartoon way of saying that they're mice is cheese. To be honest, I don't even think mice can have cheese. I think they're poisonous to them. But anyways.
Cheese-leggers in on the shrew racket.
Run into a lady mouse with a sultry voice. It'll be described as
Gorgonzola picante slapped on a mozzarella platter.
Someone.
See? Like, I don't understand why, like, he's trying to get... I don't know what he's trying to get at this. It's literally, yeah, it's a woman. And they're gonna say, like, something good about a woman, and the woman, or no, they're gonna, like, how sometimes you're flirting with a girl, like let's say, and you say that she reminds you of sweet vanilla ice cream. That's literally abbreviation for you're sweet and you smell good. And so yeah, like, I don't understand. Like I said, I don't understand what he's trying to get at, because if they're all mice, they're obviously going to say something about cheese. That's a cartoon way of how their world operates.
I need to assure you that telling the truth.
Swear on my mama's cottage curds.
This is charming initially, then it never stops. Everything is a reference to the fact that everyone is...
Now, I can get why some people might get a little annoyed to the same old references. It can get kind of cheesy. Sorry, but like, yeah, I mean, there's small details that IGN is going to gnaw at, and you're gonna see his review. Like, it's gonna be like I'm not gonna tell you because I don't want to, like, I don't want to like spoil it, but you're gonna see what he rates it, and it's not gonna like it's not at all what this game deserves. Like this game should be like 10 out of 10. It might be like it should get a award, but I haven't played it yet, so I'm not gonna say too much on it yet. All I know is like the basics of the game. Don't know the full story. I know just the simple basics I've seen.
Mouse and mice like cheese, and when it's not, instead it'll be a reference to an old cartoon, or the fact that this is a video game.
When you jump, just act like you didn't.
I should have probably guessed the former when one of the first things I saw was a steamboat named Willie, but at least that and the reference-heavy power-ups are cute. Constant callbacks to classic films or other video games? Not so much. And it doesn't end there. A boss fight in the sewers? It's a literal alligator, because of course it is.
What do you expect, dude? Like, literally every single cartoon that involves a alligator, usually like 90% of the time, is going to have an alligator as a boss. So I don't understand why you're also getting upset with that. And I'm sure you haven't seen an alligator in sewers in a while too. So I can get why people get upset with things if they see it like every time, like everywhere, but like I haven't heard anything about alligators in the sewers in legitimate years, ever since that one like mobile game where you completed puzzles in the sewers while you're playing as an alligator. That's like the last time I've heard of an alligator in the sewers. But like it's common knowledge that it's going to be like an obvious kind of thing that, alligators would be found in sewers. Even though technically I don't think there's ever really been much like, I don't think there's ever been a story where there's been an alligator in the sewers. I'm sure there has, but I haven't heard much. And it's not common, I'm sure.
If you're looking for the cheese-liking foreman, Jack will quip that he doesn't look like much of a boss.
More like a mini-boss.
And then laugh at his own joke. The voice actors, led by Troy Baker, do an admirable job with what they have, but nothing in Mouseburg is allowed to just be. It has to be a mouse reference, or a literally cheesy one-line.
The population are mice! Legitimate mice! What do you expect, IGN? That they're just gonna be like, oh look, a lion, or oh look, a wolf, oh look, a cat, oh look, a dog, or something like that, or do like a reference for those animals I just listed? No, they're all mice, shrews, and any other species of mice. It's like, come on, dude. I don't understand your like reasoning to just diss on this game. It looks really good. I have like the ability to get it, but like I don't want to like spend my money yet because I need to get more money so I have stuff to like replace it with. Because like I'll explain this later, but yeah, you're lucky to play this game and you're just dissing on an actually really good game. I haven't seen a good game like this in recent times and forever, to be honest. I think the last greatest game I played was probably Security Breach. And that was like 4 years ago, okay? Like, I don't understand this.
Cheddar, what's wrong with Gouda?
No Gouda if you broke, Jack.
Or a reference to something else.
Ticket seller, I'm going on a perilous journey, so I need your strongest tickets.
It's hard to care about anything in Mouse PI for Hire because it never stops making jokes about everything.
Also, another thing I've noticed is, oh my gosh, the voice acting is really good. Like, if you were to show this to a person who never played the game, you would exactly expect someone to sound like exactly like this.
What's wrong with Gouda?
No Gouda if you broke, Jack.
Like, you would expect someone to sound like that if they look like that. And then you would expect a inspector, or not inspector, like an investigator, to sound like Jack.
Or a reference to something else.
Ticket seller, I'm going on a perilous journey, so I need your strongest tickets.
It's
See,
hard
the
to
New
care
York
about
accent
anything in
fits
Mouse
well,
PI
too.
for Hire because it never stops making jokes about everything.
Here's...
But if I get the game, I'll do my review, and like I won't be like this absolute buffoon and be like, but this game sucks because there's so much cheese. There's so much references to old cartoons, which is charming, but like after a while it gets really annoying and
Jacko.
It just wants to remind you of other better things. Surely that's enough, right?
Time to find someone higher up and squeeze until they surrender.
At least the shooting is better. This is the latest in a wave of boomer shooters inspired by old school FPSs like Doom or Quake, and it's a decent one at that. You start with a pistol in Jack's fists, but you'll soon acquire a shotgun, dynamite, a James gun, which is just a Tommy gun, and more unique stuff like the Devarnisher, which shoots what looks like Elmer's glue that melts the flesh from your enemy's bones, leaving only a skeleton.
An ad and like I saw this movie, it looks really good, but what really set me off was just, why is the plane floating? It would have sunk. But yeah, that was just a little bit off topic. It was just an ad I saw.
Throw in stuff like a double jump, dash, spinning tail for hovering, and a slide, and Jack's got some stylish moves when the bad guys show up. This ain't Quake, but it does feel good. It doesn't hurt that all of it, from reload animations to random conversations, is rendered in an absolutely gorgeous black and white mix of sprite work and 3D models. The world building may be thin, but Mouse PI for Hire is still dressed to the nines. Even here, though, I have issues. Weapons.
What I like a lot is that the characters, despite being in a 3D world, technically the characters have a 2D aspect. Like they're a JPEG and they're running at you, kind of like a what are those called? Like a next bot. Except the difference is they actually have better animations and better correlations to where their environment is.
Can feel weak, especially the shotgun. It's got the audio kick of a pop gun, and there's a strange disconnect to seeing something that sounds like a kid's toy blow off some poor mouse's head as you paint the white of the world.
It's a cartoon, man. Have you ever seen have you ever seen Wild Coyote? Have you ever seen what's a good example? Have you ever seen Looney Tunes? Have you ever seen Tom and Jerry? Have you ever seen any of those shows? And they use a shotgun and you hear like a cartoony explosion sound, and then their head maybe goes black or something from like the explosion.
With black ichor that spews from his neck. Enemies mostly come out of doors marked with a skull that you can't enter, robbing these areas of anything remotely resembling a sense of place. Levels also really like to pull the "we're gonna lock you in a room and throw baddies at you until they're dead or you are" shtick a little too much for my taste. None of this is...
What is hilarious is that is a boomer shooter. They throw enemies at you and you have to last as long as you can. You absolute imbecile. Like, dude, yeah, they're gonna just throw people at you, and also please don't use baddies. That sounded so weird. But anyways, they're gonna just throw enemies at you until either you're dead or or like a timer goes off and you can continue to the next level.
Game-breaking. The combat is fundamentally good enough to carry you to the end of the roughly 12-hour campaign, but sometimes it feels like being at a show that's never quite bad enough to leave. And at least on the normal difficulty, health items are so generous there's rarely a challenge. Like any good boomer shooter, there are plenty of secrets to find. Newspapers, weapon
If this is his actual like gameplay, I really hope, I really hope that he isn't this bad and he's only doing this just to hate on it, to act like, oh, it's really stick drifty, or this is just someone else's like gameplay. Like, I really hope, genuinely, I really hope that this isn't his actual gameplay, because that just goes to show he's never played a game before.
Walls to blow up, and even lock safes to open with your tail, which pulls double duty as a lockpick. Some of these locks are on a time limit, or must be solved in a limited number of moves, and you only get one shot at the good stuff they hold. Others are so easy you could probably solve them by letting an actual mouse run across your keyboard. It's very jarring. Once you're done with the level, it's back to the hub, which encompasses Jack's office, the local bar, store, weapon upgrade shop, and so on. My favorite thing here is the baseball card minigame you can play at the bar. You'll switch between pitching and being at bat, and using the cards in your hand, players and abilities, to try to score as many runs as you can. It's fun.
Okay, kids, you're scared? You should.
Loki, I forgot to pause the
being a detective thing, mostly because I never actually got to do it. Any clues you find will be pinned to Jack's caseboard, and once you get them there, Jack will just intuit where to go. No work on your part required. What's the...
Yeah, because like you said it yourself, it's a boomer shooter. There's nothing, like, it's based off of a investigator, but you're not doing the investigation work. You're just shooting, okay? And going to each level. So, like, I don't want to hear nothing. Because you knew what you're going to get yourself into. Because I'm sure damn well that they had, like, in the, their trailer or the preview, whatever you want to call it, they showed that it was mainly a shooter, and they never showed anything, where you have to do any investigating work.
point of being a gumshoe if all the answers are handed right to me?
Better check it out. It began with a call. Routine. Familiar.
That brings me to one of my major problems with Mouse PI for Hire. Look, I hate to be that guy who brings up ludonarrative dissonance in a video game review.
Well, you are, and that's been your thing for, like, for all 179,000 of your videos. I mean, I'm sure some reviews are actually good, because, you know, they're like, I know we like to diss on IGN a lot for their horrendous, like, reviews, but I'm sure at least one out of their 100,079 videos that they have had a actually decent review.
In the year of our Lord 2026, and if you're rolling your eyes right now, I can't blame you, but it's an actual issue here. Jack Pepper is a PI who kills more people in a single mission than Philip Marlowe has in every book Raymond Chandler ever wrote combined. I don't care how corrupt the cops are. A private detective can't break into a police station and slaughter.
Because it's a cartoon that has action, and also they're corrupt. You even said it yourself that they're corrupt. So that means it's perfectly viable to, like, start killing them. They're corrupt. Like, dude, that should be treason. But anyways,
them en masse and then go about his day. In one particularly nonsensical scenario, Jack inadvertently burns down an opera house to save a guy running for mayor, and he ends up fighting an opera singer and shoots her. Is she dead? Did I just kill an actress for being angry I burned down her workplace?
I mean, yeah, that is true. Like, she would be realistically angry that you burnt down her, opera shit. But I mean, like, I don't know the actual, like, context behind it, but I'm sure I'm sure that you didn't have good, I'm sure that you didn't have thought, it's hard to explain. I'm sure IGN hasn't thought of this well, or just didn't play to this part, or just didn't even hear why he burnt down this place. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's to cause a distraction to the guy chasing the other guy. I'm not sure, but I'm sure he's just, I'm sure he's absolutely correct that we did just burn down an opera singer's thing.
Have I left her alive and unconscious inside a burning building?
Well, Billy Stone did get blown to Kingdom Come.
Mouse PI for Hire doesn't tell me, and it doesn't seem to care either way.
Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown.
None of this is to say that noir cannot or should not be violent, but the violence usually has a purpose. Much of Elliot Chase's seminal novel Black Wings Has My Angel is about robbing an armored car, but the book builds to that. It's a big deal when it finally happens, and the characters have to reckon with the fallout once it does. Jack Pepper, on the other hand, is a walking catastrophe, and nobody in Mouseburg seems to care. He largely gets to go about his business and is portrayed as a down-on-his-luck everyman PI, like the characters who inspired him, when he is, at best, a mass murderer.
You implying something, Mr. Pepper?
Me? Imply? Never. I just connect the dots.
Does that make for a more fun video game? Maybe. But it's bad noir and a worse detective tale.
He said it himself, it's a tale. It's a story. Jack does the the talking and you do the shooting. It's a tale. Not necessarily you're the investigator. And yes, it's not, and no, it's not really a noir. It's just, and it's just a shooter, essentially, with pretty good story. Holy shit, this guy stacks in so many ads into a 10-minute video. I've never seen so many ads in such a short video. Like, oh my days, I gave this guy probably like thousands of dollars, and let's see how many views. 219. You know what? How does that happen? You have 19 million subscribers. That's more than Creekcraft, I'm sure. And you get 2019 views and 100 or 1,000 and oh my god, I cannot say numbers right now. 1,700 likes.
PI for hire.
I wonder what the dislike ratio is. I'm sure it's way. I'm sure it's way more.
References, violence is an unfortunate but unavoidable part of the human experience that shatters the people it touches. Here, it's just entertainment, and that weakens the whole concept. But Will, you might say, this is a goofy Looney Tunes FPS. Why should I care about any of that? And the answer is because Mouse wants you to. It wants you to believe that this is important. You spend a lot of time talking about these characters, about putting together the clues you need to get to the bottom of what's going on, about Jack's motivation.
Plus, another thing I've kind of noticed with how he speaks, and also how you see the gameplay. Quite literally, you're the one actually doing this. By going into these like places, shooting up the place, you get information, and you're basically helping Jack. You're nothing more other than a helper, like a conscience. He does the shooting, you do the conscience of what to shoot and stuff like that, and he gets the info, and then guess what? He gets the money.
For doing the work. He allegedly needs the money, which both leads him to taking cases and doesn't track when I'm super rich from all the killing.
Nonsense. You're drowning in debt, picking up small fries and petty cases.
All of that makes a lot less sense after you've gone to Tinsel Bros Studios and single-handedly eradicated the mob hanging out there, all while doing a bunch of Tomb Raider / Indiana Jones.
I do kind of agree. It's kind of funny that this one guy managed to take out an entire mafia. But remember, it's a Doom kind of game. It's a boomer shooter. That's literally what it is. It's simple. It's simple yet creative. Because when you think of a boomer shooter, you think of Doom. Just a thing to get your mind off of things. A mindless shooter. Just shoot guys, and that's it.
/ Conan the Barbarian impressions, as everyone says you should be an actor.
So tell us, hero, what is best in life?
To grate some parm, watch the cheese melt, and hear the joyful squeaks of my dinner guests.
Give this guy a week on the job as chief of police in Mouseburg would be the safest city in the world because nobody would be left alive to commit crimes in the first place. It's hard to buy into Jack as the regular guy who needs to gather evidence I'm told he is when he just...
And now I get it. This is all his opinion. But I feel like if people were to talk to him like the basics of the game, he would have a way different opinion on the game. Because, like, of course, some people may not like the story. That's perfectly fine. Some people may not like the gameplay. That's perfectly fine. Some people may not even like the black and white. That's perfectly fine. Some might even say they don't like the characters. That's fine. Literally, I have something I dislike about every single movie, game, etc. Everything I have a negative opinion on at least something in a genre or whatever I'm talking about.
Wiped out the local police department, you know?
The police barcade. We sure went big on this one.
Mouse PI for Hire nails the aesthetics of both the 1930s cartoons and the detective stories that inspired it. And it's also an amusing boomer shooter that largely feels good as you're playing it. But its haphazard marriage of noir storytelling tropes and shooter gameplay are often at odds with each other in uncomfortable ways that weaken both aspects. And the writing is so busy making references to other things that it's actually painful to sit through at times.
Hold on, let me see if this actually gives an example. If it doesn't, then I don't want to hear nothing from you. Kicked. Please, I left on my own terms. Nose high, tail swing, not a single boot print on my rear.
So busy making references to other things that it's actually painful to sit through at times.
Well, either way, there must have been a reason.
This FPS is...
See, there's no, like, reference in that. Or there's something I just, that blew over my head. But still, I don't see any reference from anything from that. No, I get it. Like, there was a lot of references. Indiana Jones. A few minutes ago, you saw the Jack drink a can of, what's it called? Of spinach and grew some stronger arms. That was a reference. Then the Steamboat Willie, that was a reference. But still, it's just references, dude. Like, it's still unique to itself as is. Most are too scared to do these references, and they're good references anyways.
Solid enough if you just want to blast some cartoon mice and not think about it too hard. But once you do, all you'll see are the seams where disparate ideas have been fused together. And no trench coat can hide the stink of that moldy cheese. For more, check out our reviews.
Anyways, like and subscribe to my channel. And I'm not sure if IGN is one of those channels that will strike down on any channel that talks negatively about them. But yeah, so like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. Actually, wait, let me see the comments real quick. Waiter, my cartoon is cartoony. Why is this cartoon mouse game so silly? Bro definitely needs a glass of water to wash down his water. My brother it's a 1930s cartoon. All the whimsy and joy abandoned your body. Why did Mario jump on so many turtles? He's a plumber. Rescuing princesses isn't his job. This studio didn't pay us. 6 out of 10 IGN. Oh yeah, that was his review. 6 out of 10. I'm not sure if you heard that. But yeah, that was his review. And this perfectly sums it up. The studio didn't pay us. 6 out of 10. I'll take my days. I'll take all kinds of noir, unless it's not my kind. How can Sonic run so fast and not tear the ligaments in his leg? Real hedgehogs aren't that fast. It totally breaks my immersion. This reviewer probably. Oh man. This is the kind of guy who thinks mayonnaise is too spicy. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. I really want to know the actual reviews or how many people dislike this. But yeah, anyways, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'll see you guys later.